In the ever-evolving landscape of online gaming, few titles have managed to cast a spell as potent as League of Legends. It's not just a game, it's a digital black hole that sucks players into its whirlwinds of highs
It's gonna be a good year!
And lows.
I fucking somebody feeds in my game. I tilt. I lose. I lose 5 times in a row. Somebody dodges! Oh!
Well, today we are going to strip away the mystique and take a closer look at the strategies Riot Game uses to keep players coming back for more like moths to a flame, or perhaps more accurately, like junglers to the nearest cannon minion. But before anything, if you could hit that subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Now let's get on to the first point.
I just died on your arms tonight.
One thing League of Legends excels at is its emotions that it invokes every single game. You see, each League game takes an average of 20 to 35 minutes to complete. And within those 25 to 35 minutes, hundreds of minor victories take place before the game even finishes. Hitting an enemy with one of your abilities, killing a minion for gold, hitting an entire team with your ultimate, all these events help to keep the player engaged even if they are losing by a landslide. Riot also does a brilliant job of how these victories are displayed visually and audibly. Let's do a short analysis of just one ability on one character, Jinx. First, we have a short animation of Jinx pulling out her pistol with a moving pink indicator on the ground. Then, we get a building sound effect until the shot is fired. Then, we get another animation of the actual projectile flying. Then, if the ability hits, we get another sound effect followed by a damage number and then finally another animation that rotates around the enemy. And even after this, it's still just one of her 4 abilities without any sort of items. But all these over-the-top abilities are nothing without some way to show how good a player is at using them. That's why I also want to talk about
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better, I am better!
In the world of League of Legends, there exists a visceral need of acknowledgement among almost every player. If someone is doing bad in a match, they will let you know by running repeatedly to the wrong lane and killing themselves, while also giving callouts to the enemy team. When someone is doing good in a league match, they will let the whole lobby know by typing how terrible everyone is compared to them. And what's better than giving your toxic fan base 11 different ways to express how good or bad they are at the game? Pretty much everything ever. Yes, you heard me right. League gives you 11 different ways to show your achievements to other players. Your level displays how long you've been playing. Your rank tier shows how good you are. Your honor tier shows how nice you are. Your tokens show what you uniquely excel at. Your mastery level shows how much time you spent on a singular champion. Your Eternals tell your opponents in game. I think you get my point. But all of this doesn't really matter if League wasn't so... I bet a lot of people ask themselves when they get into League of Legends, why has it even been around this long? Well, I can tell you now, it's because Riot has been consistently changing the game over the course of 15 years. Over the course of those 15 years, 128 champions have been added to the game. But honestly, it's not even the extra champions that keep the game refreshing. It's the constant balance changes every other week. You see, a main gimmick of League of Legends is everyone is overpowered. To a degree. Every character has at least one broken mechanic or ability that can be abused. This means if you buff a champion just a little bit too much, boom, broken character, 60% win rate, unmatched damage, turbo meta. To counter this, Riot frequently releases updates and patches to fix anything they mess up. The only problem is, for every character they nerf into the ground, they buff another character into the stratosphere. From an outsider perspective, and possibly even an insider perspective, this may seem annoying and pointless, but I'm here to tell you it's the sole thing keeping the game alive. With constantly changing characters, items, and occasionally even the map, League of Legends never gets boring, or at least it's not the same game it was 2 weeks ago. All of these points together are more than enough to keep players coming back and show why League is so...
Leave me alone!
Let's say you buy a $60 game and you don't like it. You can simply chalk it up as a bad purchase and move on because ultimately you can always earn that $60 back. The problem with League is it's free. And here's where you should start to see the issue. My other points like making animations flashy or constantly updating the game or giving your players different ways to showboat their progress are all things that keep players in the game now. In my opinion, the main driving factor that keeps players coming back in the long term is simply the time they've put into the game. There is no $60 required from the player or some sort of monthly subscription of any kind. You are willing to play this game that costs nothing but your own time, and along with the other tactics Riot uses, you will keep coming back until you have 100, 500, maybe even 1,000 hours clocked in. And then you realize you're no longer having fun, but by that point, it'll be too late. You've already spent too much time, and in your little monkey brain, the only way you can justify all this time spent is to simply spend more and more. Get better. Get a higher rank. Get the highest rank. Maybe you can even go to the pro scene. But it's all an illusion. Deep down, you know it, but you can't stop. This is what I like to call perpetual addiction. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. If you have any thoughts on this video, leave them in the comments and I will absolutely read them. Surprisingly, the point of this video is not to dunk on League as hard as I can, but more to put out a warning sign to anyone playing or thinking of playing League. Because, and not to sound like a boomer here, but video games can be addicting and League does a dang good job at it. Stay safe out there, my name is Ghost, and I'll see you in the next one.